Inflation in the US came in higher than expected last week, and now traders are concerned global inflation rates are starting to base out at a level which will be uncomfortably high for central bank policymakers. Hi everyone, Connor Woods here, market coach at Forex Signals and howtotrade.com, and welcome to our weekly preview. Last week, shocking and distressing events out of Israel and Gaza dominated the headlines, bringing volatility to the commodities market, in particular crude oil and gold. It was a big day in the markets on Thursday as well when the US released that robust inflation figure, causing really a wave of dollar strength and Wall Street weakness. This week though, inflation data is on the order of the day again, with the UK, Canada and New Zealand all releasing their CPI figures, which should bring plenty of volatility to the respective currencies. Let's break down week 42 in the markets for you now.
Okay, so trade idea number one, I want to take a look at this euro dollar market. This is the price action that we've seen since October began, and really it's been a little bit of a pullback, helped obviously with some dollar weakness, but it's been all pretty low volume. Now, when I actually mark and I get some indicators up on the chart, something I noticed in the lead up to inflation is that we had these indicators that were showing signs of stress from this area, and I'll mark all three of those. And here as well on the RSI. But look what happened to the market at that same time. If you just look at the top here, you can see it was sort of grinding higher in the lead up to inflation. So we predicted that really well, that bearish divergence and that fall lower. And what I really see now is if I go back onto a 4-hour chart, is when we bottomed out here on euro dollar, I think there's some liquidity here to be taken, and we sort of broke out of this, this channel that people would probably mark, and we're now coming for the retest late on Friday. But generally speaking, I'm seeing a move lower down towards the 1.04 level. But from there, if we see signs of any divergence or anything like bullish divergence this time, this could be the short-term bottom for euro dollar, and there could be some buying action. But other than that, some short-term selling down towards this 1.045 level is what I'm expecting. So for play number two, we're going to have a look at the gold market, of course, with the distressing events over in the Middle East with the Palestine and Israel war that's going on and that's kicking off. Obviously, really, really sad to see that and distressing. And it's caused a rally in gold, generally seeing people flooding towards gold at this time, which is interesting to see. Now, we've obviously had such a huge leg lower really from the end of September, quite a huge move lower down towards this 1810 level. And you can see what happened around the bottom of that was we threatened to go lower again. We grabbed that sell side liquidity and then we snapped higher. Now, I was looking at this area as being the next sort of area potentially of resistance. Is probably, the market structure high that we've seen. Potential supply zone where we've got that break of structure to the downside. But you can just see how we started to rally above, we retested it, and now we're trading higher. Now, I see really when you follow the price action down, really being the ceiling of the market up here around this 1920 area. I think here may be a really, really key resistance area. Huge swing moves here, potentially we could see. That could be a really nice area to look to short from. Failing that, anywhere around this 1900 level would see a filling of this candlestick imbalance, like the full filling of it, probably that much as well. And by candlestick imbalance, I mean a period of time where there were only sellers present. So we've got bearish imbalance here. And that goes pretty much up towards that 1900 level. We could see further gold upside until that point. But from there, I will still be looking for probably a stronger dollar to weigh on this market. And finally, I do want to touch on crude oil, of course, another market which has reacted extremely quickly to what's happening over in the Gaza Strip. And when we had this move over the weekend, you can see that we created this FVG. For those who like to trade FVGs, potentially had a nice buying opportunity, really at the maximum filling of this FVG, right down at this 82.72 level. 82 was always an area for me where I was looking to buy oil, and we could see oil bottoming out here. Are we just creating our first higher low here after creating the bottom here potentially? What will be interesting to see is how we react to this high here. If we can then get a break above that high, i.e. and move up above 88, then potentially we're looking for maybe another just retest of this 85 level where that FVG was. And we could see oil pushing higher. I know a lot of investment banks think that oil is going higher, and obviously if the tensions continue, or not even tensions now, just war continues to escalate over there, more countries get involved, then we could see the risk to supply side being greater, and then oil prices pushing up even further. Of course, if this is really all we hear from, and it sort of carries on how it is out there, then potentially we could see that was the move, and it actually wasn't as big a move as like we saw when Russia invaded Ukraine, and we could just see oil rotate back down towards the 80 and maybe even test this 80 level down here.
Week 42 is all about inflation, but commodities traders should also be keeping an eye on any escalations in the violence being seen in the Middle East, as it could cause random gaps higher without any notice. In these times, it's even more important to ensure your risk management is on point. This has been the main focus in the trading room recently, with our TST framework alongside our trading journal template, helping the community become disciplined in their trading. So, if you are someone who struggles with confidence and risk management, come and check out howtotrade.com, and we will certainly be able to support you in anything you need in your journey. The key markets anyway to watch this week will be crude oil, gold, and sterling versus the US dollar. If there are any added surprises, we will be sure to be all over this in the trading room in our daily live streams. As always though, trade well, and we'll see you on our next live stream.